Hello everyone, my name is Nirav Patel and I'm a registered migration agent and Aussizz Group Variety. Actually, I'm doing this video particularly about discussing for different state nomination criteria across Australia. So I'll be going briefly for all the state nomination criteria, and then we will do the detailed videos for each state in next few days as well. So you can keep following our page so that you can get an idea for all the state nomination criteria in detail, as in this difficult time due to the coronavirus pandemic, that all must needs to be aware about the current scenarios and the criteria going on from immigration on and also from different states. So first of all, I would like to start with the Victorian state nomination criteria. So for Victoria state nomination criteria, as you know that there are two different kind of visa. One is 190 state nomination, and another is 491 regional skilled occupation criteria. So for 190 state nomination criteria, there are two ways you can get it. First is general criteria. Another one is through a graduate state nomination. So if your occupation is on the general occupation list for Victoria, you're required to have different number of years of experience in the state, or you need to have a job offer letter as well. So for example, if your occupation is in IT or in engineering or nursing, you require certain number of years of experience, and with job offer letter as well you can get it. Particularly for cook and chef, if you have 5 years of experience and offer letter, you can get the 190 state nomination here in Victoria. But for IT and engineers and nursing, they're inviting at around 90-95 points for Victoria state nomination. Whereas for graduate occupation list, most popular occupations are engineering technologist and registered nurse occupations. So for engineering technologists, if you have studied here in master in engineering, and if your master is assessed as highly relevant study in through Engineering Australia based on your bachelor qualification, and if you have a job offer letter here in Victoria, then you can get the state nomination for 190. The main thing they will check that you got a job offer that is a genuine and that through a merit base. So you can apply as an engineering technologist here for 190 state nomination in Victoria, and that is good pathway for engineers to get the invitation here. And points are just 65 you need to get it. So you just require 60 points, 5 points to get it from the state. So total 65, and you can get the invitation as long as your study is relevant to highly relevantly mentioned from Engineering Australia, and you have a job offer letter. Another occupation which is very good for Victoria is registered nurse. So if your occupation is registered nurse, if you have studied master here in Victoria or anywhere across Australia, but if you move to Victoria before applying for state nomination, then you can apply with 65 points. So you just require a registration and skill assessment and just 65 points, and you can get the invitation. And nowadays as well, due to coronavirus, most likely that all the state nomination most likely invite more number of nurses so that they can also help in their health system. So if you are a registered nurse, if you studied in Victoria for master or bachelor of nursing, you can apply for 65 points Victoria state nomination. Or even if you studied in other Australian states, then if you have a job offer letter in Victoria, you can apply. Or if you move to Victoria before applying for state nomination, you can continue applying for 190 state nomination. So that was for 190. Other pathways, 491 regional occupation state nomination. So for 491, it's available for all occupations, but they require you to have a job offer letter. So you need to have a regional job offer letter from in your nominated occupation in different regional areas. So, and for based on the job offer letter, the company must be registered for 2 years in regional Victoria, and they will mainly check that you have job offer letter based on merit. That means that they have done an advertisement and they have tried to hire different person or the similar criteria for the same occupation, and based on that you can get the invitation. So recently we have received so many applicants invitation for a cook, a registered nurse, accounting, and even IT, engineers, but you only to have a job offer letter. Sometimes they refuse, stating that you don't have a genuine job offer letter. That means if the company has not made enough effort to hire the right person instead of giving you an offer letter just to migration purpose, then if they think like that, they can refuse your nomination. So try to apply based on as many documents as you have, so that as many documents you have, so that there are high chance that you can get the invitation. And so this is all about Victoria state nomination criteria. So I hope so it's clear. if you have any doubts about Victoria State nomination for any of these, or so you can like leave a comment in the video, or like you can contact our nearest branch as well, like in Victoria, and we can definitely help you to sort out all your queries. Now we are going to do the videos for Victoria State nomination as well in couple of days, which will be in detail, like going through each and every like occupation and detailed criteria for the Victoria State nomination. And if there are any like certain things you need to worry about before making an application, so we'll discuss those things as well. So apart from Victoria, now I would like to discuss about the New South Wales state nomination criteria. So for New South Wales state nomination criteria, they have recently made few changes, like compared to previous years, where New South Wales used to invite applicants who are also staying overseas, or like overseas as well, and like if they are staying interstate, they were used to get the invitation like without moving to New South Wales. But now they have made a requirement in a way that like you need to be living in New South Wales and working in New South Wales before applying for EOI and all. So first, for New South Wales, they have like a 190 state nomination for that one. If you that occupation list in that one, like if they have mentioned that there is an additional requirement for your occupation, so for that occupation you need to be like living and working in New South Wales for at least 1 year, and then you can be eligible for the NSW 190 state nomination. So we need to apply for an EOI, and then they will issue an invitation if you meet that requirement. And second option is like if your occupation doesn't have additional requirement criteria, then you need to be like living over there for 6 months, or if you're living there for one month and working in occupation, then you can also apply for 190 New South Wales state nomination. So that is like if your occupation doesn't have additional criteria. Now that is for 190. So for example, if you take an occupation motor mechanic, I think they don't have the additional requirement. So if you are living in Victoria and if you want to apply for 190 New South Wales in motor mechanic, you need to prove that you have lived in New South Wales for 6 months, or at least 1 month living and 1 month experience you have, then you can apply for New South Wales state nomination. So, and New South Wales always invite based on the points criteria. So whoever have higher points based on their database, they will get the invitation first, even if they meet these requirements. So make sure you try to reach as many points as you can get, and you can try to get the invitation for NSW 190. Second one is 491 regional nomination. So in 491, they have like 2 different occupation lists. One is like stream 1 and stream 2 occupation. So firstly, like if your occupation is on like regional occupation list for New South Wales, and if you are living and working in New South Wales in regional, then you can get the invitation for 491. Second option is if you are at offshore, if you have like 5 years of experience, or if you have a job offer letter, or if you have an immediate family member living in New South Wales, then also you can apply if your occupation is in one of that list, at least like stream 1 or stream 2 based on that criteria. And last option is like if you have studied in New South Wales in regional, and if you lived in regional, then also you are eligible for 491 regional nomination. However, 491 is not available now. Like you can apply for an expression of interest, but it is not open for 491 in New South Wales. So you need to wait until they will announce all criteria. Criteria are there, but until they will issue the invitation, so that you can apply for the actual visa later on. So this is like about the NSW state nomination. And again, we will do the detailed discussion on a New South Wales state nomination for 190 and 491 in next few days. So you can like keep following our page and keep track of all the videos, so you can get all the updates at right time. However, if you have struggling, and like if you think that you're affected by this coronavirus, and if your visa is expiring very soon, and if you're not sure what to do, you can call our nearest branch and you can get like instant help, so that you will not be unlawful here in Australia. Okay, so now I'll be discussing about other states. So that will be like Tasmania. So Tasmania is also quite popular state recent days about their state nomination. So in Tasmania, again, it's the same criteria as for 190 and 491. So for 190 state nomination criteria, they have like for first thing that if you have studied in Tasmania for 2 years, then you are eligible for 190 state nomination. And apart from the study, you can get the invitation with 65 points. Like if you have 6 months experience in there, in one of the occupation in TA as well, like Tasmanian skill occupation list. So if your occupation is on that list, and if you have 6 months experience in your field full time in Tasmania, you can get the invitation for 190. So that is like for 190 state nomination. However, if Tasmania state government thinks that if you're not eligible for 190 or something, they may give 491 regional invitation as well. And wherever you're working, that company must be like operating at least for a year. And if you have 6 months experience, then you can be eligible for 190 state nomination. However, like these days, Tasmania is prioritizing the occupation for 491, and like they are prioritizing for someone who has studied health, trade, construction. If you have any studies in this, even in engineering, then you can get the like invitation for 491, rather than just applying based on diploma management, leadership management, who most of the students study. So that is for 190 and for 491 as well. So for 491, the requirement is that you require a 1 year study over there. And again, I said that if you study in those like high demanded list, then you can get the invitation early. Or you need to have 6 months experience in skill level 1 to 3 occupation. Or if you have 4 or 5 occupation, then you need to prove that that experience is like through a merit base, that they have tried to hire a local person, but they didn't get anyone. So that's why like you are working with them. So based on these two criteria for 190 and 491, you can get the invitation for Tasmania. And 491, again, I said that like it's not that easy nowadays, because if your occupation is not related or what you have studied over there, they might ask for the career plan, where you need to prove that how your study in Tasmania will help you to enhance your career in Tasmania. So if you get a job in your nominated occupation based on that study or relevant field based on your study in Tasmania, then you have a like good chance to get the invitation for 491. So if you're moving to Tasmania recently, or if you're planning to move, then like make sure that you choose the study which is in the demand in Tasmania, so that you have a high chance to get the invitation in the Tasmania for 491. So this is all about the Tasmania state nomination criteria. If you have any doubts, you can comment on this video. So I will definitely answer during the video, or later on I will reply on the comment. So the next state I would mention about the ACT. So ACT state nomination criteria are like always people think that it's very complex. So for ACT state nomination, they have again like available for 190 and 491 state nomination. Earlier it was not available for the regional, but recently they have added as well for 491. So for the ACT Canberra matrix, like you require to have points 65 minimum, like in your expression of interest, and you also need to get the points in ACT Canberra matrix. So ACT has defined their own points criteria based on the applicant living, studying, working in their state, or if their occupation is in open or closed occupation list. So if your occupation is there open, you get higher points. If it's closed, you can still apply, but the point you will not get any extra points for that. So you need to get minimum 65 points for expression of interest in immigration, and also you need to get around like 70 or more points to get invitation for 190 and 491. So all the criteria mostly are same, but like we will discuss in detail like how you can get Canberra matrix points. But make sure if you study there for a year, if you work there, if your spouse is like studying or working in Canberra, you have a good chance to get the invitation because you will have higher points. But someone is thinking that if I'll move to Canberra like in 3 months, then you might don't have enough Canberra matrix points, so you might don't get the enough, you don't have enough chance to get the invitation early. So you need to stay longer over there and try to get more experience and study over there, so you can get like Canberra matrix points higher and you can get the invitation. So main thing is that you need to increase your points in Canberra matrix points rather than increasing your points in immigration expression of interest to get the invitation for 190 or 491 in regional in ACT Canberra. So that was about the Canberra state nomination criteria. And now I will discuss about the South Australia. So again, South Australia is like very popular state in terms of students to move there to get the state nomination for 190 and 491. However, like if you're moving from interstate in South Australia, then most students will be eligible, or most applicants will be eligible for 491 rather than 190, because they have very high or like very difficult criteria for 190 to get the invitation if you're moving or if you're applying from offshore as well. But if you studied over there directly, directly in South Australia, like if you came from overseas and study over there, work over there, then you have a good chance to get the invitation for 190 as well, if your occupation is like doesn't have any special condition criteria. So if you're planning to move in South Australia, then if you study there for a year, and if you get 3 to 6 months experience, or like if you get a 1 year of experience in your nominated occupation, you can be eligible for 491 state nomination. So that is in general criteria, but like we will be having a detailed video about that one as well for the South Australia state nomination, so that you all the graduates or all the applicants are studying over there or planning to move to South Australia have a clear idea that you should be moving over there, or like you will be meeting the requirement for the state nomination, or what you should study and how you can get an experience over there to get the invitation quicker. So keep following our page for that as well. In next few days, we can get the video on the South Australia state nomination. So I have like up to now clear around like 5 states criteria. I hope it's clear for everyone. And if you have any doubts, you can put a comment. So I will definitely reply on that one once I'll finish all the state nomination criteria, and I will reply as well in between. So after that, like I would like to discuss about the Western Australia state nomination criteria. So for Western Australia state nomination, like it's again available for 190 and 491. Recently, actually, they have done like invitation round, and they have invited like a good number of invitation. But against Western Australia is similar, like they have 2 stream, general stream and the graduate stream. So for general stream, they have mostly included all the criteria, all the occupation which are in the medical field. And for general stream, you're required to have a 1 year of experience here in Australia, or like 3 years experience overseas at the job offer letter in your nominated occupation, then you can get the invitation. So that is for like general stream. And for graduate stream, if you studied over there like bachelor, PhD, master, or even in vocational courses over there, then if you certain occupation require 1 year of experience on the job offer letter in your nominated occupation, then you can get the invitation for 190 or like 491. That is based on the your points in state. So if you have a like study over there, try to get your experience on offer letter to try to increase your chances to get the invitation in Western Australia. And there will be an invitation round as well in next couple of weeks, or so that you can follow that as well, that how many points they're inviting, and which occupation they're inviting. However, like if you're living in other states, then very less chance that you will be eligible. Only if you have a general stream, then you may apply. But if it's a graduate list, you must need to move to Western Australia, study over there, and you study over there, like and working over there, you can apply your 190 and 491 state nomination criteria. So that's for the Western Australia part. And they have also added in the regional. So if you study over there, you can get extra points for studying in regional as well, you know. And afterwards, like I would like to discuss about the Northern Territory state nomination criteria. So Northern Territory state nomination is like pretty much simple since many years. So if you study there for 2 years, or if you have 6 months experience in nominated or closely related occupation, you can get the 190 state nomination if you have 65 points. So 60 points from you, 5 points from the state. If you have 50 points and if you meet the same requirement, 2 years study or 6 months experience, you can get the like invitation for 491. So pretty much requirement for 190 and 491 are same, as it all depends on how many points you have at that time, like when you're applying. So if you have like 65 points with 60, then 190. If you have 65 with 50 for you and 15 from the state, then you can get 491 Northern Territory state nomination. Now, so even like Northern Territory, like if you have like studied over there 2 years, and if they think that like you don't have a genuine intention to stay over there, they may give you the 491 invitation for the regional, so that like you may stay continuing Northern Territory state. So, but if you show that you have a genuine intention, like if you have further employment over there, and if you have your lease, and like if you purchase anything over there, then you have a good chance to get the invitation in Northern Territory state for 190. But if not, then you can get the 491, as long as it's a genuine offer letter or like genuine work and if you have studied that for 2 years. So that was for the Northern Territory, and I think that's the last one, which is Queensland state nomination. So for Queensland state nomination criteria, currently for 190 state nomination is already like closed. They already full for all applicants, and since November 2019, they have not announced for the further for opening for 190. However, they might do it around July or maybe before that as well. But apart from that, 491 is available for different stream they have. One is like working in regional or studying in regional or PhD pathway. So if you have worked for 3 months in your nominated occupation, if that occupation is available in the Queensland state nomination, then you can apply for the Queensland 491 state nomination as well. However, they will invite based on the number of points you have, and they will shortlist the applicants based on the occupation as well as per their requirement, because sometimes, let's say, if there is an occupation which has like high number of applicants, then they will not invite everyone. Whoever have higher points, they will invite those applicants. So make sure that try to get higher points in Queensland state nomination, so that you have a good chance to get the invitation, even after you meet the requirement for the different like the state like working, studying, or PhD pathway. And so that is about the 491. So again, as I said, for 190 is not available, but there are chances that it may open soon, so that like you can apply for 190 as well over there. So this is pretty much about a brief discussion about all state nomination criteria across Australia. So as I said, and I'm repeating again, that if you keep following our page, we are going to discuss each and every state in detail in a few days, so that you can get like all the state nomination criteria clear before planning to apply for that state, or if you're planning to move interstate, you can think and then you can take a decision. Now I will try to go through a few comments, so that I will try to clear most of the doubts you have, and then later on I will reply on the comments. So first one I would like to go through, just a moment. Registered nurse, aged care, 9 months experience, any chance of getting invited 80 points? So for registered nurse, like if you have studied here, then as I said, you have a good chance, and it depends which state nomination you're planning to apply. For example, in Victoria, you require to study in Australia for registered nurse, like Master of or Bachelor of Nursing, or if you have 2 years of experience, then you can apply. And apart from that, if it's South Australia, and if you're working in South Australia, they have recently given exemptions for nurses. So if you worked in South Australia as a registered nurse, you can get the invitation for 491 as well over there. And what about ICT system analyst if we have a job offer from Victoria? So for system analyst, they're inviting if you have minimum 3 to 5 years of experience and job offer letter, but the points criteria is around like 90. So they're inviting at 90 points for 190 or maybe more, 90, 95. Depends that how many applicants and how many places they left for this financial year. Okay, let's go further. So Victorian state nomination can take around up to 12 weeks if you have applied for the state nomination, as that one of the applicant asked for that question. So you can expect the invitation or the at least reply in next few weeks from them. So yeah, for enroll nurse, like if you have a job offer letter here in Victoria and regional, you can apply for 491 regional state nomination. And if you are like if you have 65 points, you can get the invitation for 491, so that you don't need to worry about that. For enroll nurse is also available for Victoria. So for motor mechanic, if you have 80 points, there are chances that you can get the invitation if you are living over there and working as I said earlier, because recently they have made an did an invitation round, and they invited around 80, even maybe 75 as well. Yeah. So pretty much like I think I covered all the questions and all the doubts you have. However, we will reply in the comments, and we would like to request you to share this video with your friends, and if anyone looking for any criteria to understand, so that like they can follow our page and get like all the understanding of all state nomination criteria. So, and before ending this live session, I would like to mention about the 491 family sponsored visa as well, which is immigration is inviting. So if you have 85 points minimum, 70 points from you, 15 points from your family, then you have a good chance to get the invitation for family criteria. However, your family must be living in designated regional area in Australia, and they must be your immediate family member, like relatives. So like your first cousin, brother, sister, uncle, aunt. So they can give you 15 points if they are living in regional, and they're inviting 85 points for all the occupation except mechanical, engineering, technologists, and accounting, even IT and different other engineering occupation, and like registered nurse. All occupation are inviting at 85. So if you have that that many points, and if your relatives in regional, we should apply for the 491 family criteria as well. So I have tried to clear all the doubts for all the applicants, and I will reply as well in the comments later on. And apart from that, like as I said, you should keep following our page for all the updates, because it's due to this coronavirus situation, there might be so many applicants who are panic and they want to know about their future in Australia. So we will definitely try to help everyone, so you can get all the right information before applying for your permanent residency. And as I said, like you can keep checking this page for next few days, and we will do the videos. So if you're thinking particularly about moving in state, you can have all the ideas. So, and if you have any urgent inquiries or something, you can call our nearest branch, which I already mentioned the details in the post, so that you can get the assistance as soon as possible, because all our offices are currently working from home. It's not closed, so you can still get the all right information, and all your queries will be solved on time. Okay, thank you everyone.